We've all been down this road in our figure collecting journeys, the emotional roller coaster, where we see this amazing looking figure, probably shown at a convention, maybe San Diego Comic Con. And we're so hyped. It looks amazing. You've already figured out exactly where you're putting on your shelf, only to find out months later that figure is never coming. Now, there can be a variety of reasons why. Sometimes the company loses a license. Sometimes the real life person that's portrayed with this figure does something stupid, maybe does a racist rant. Sometimes they go to another company, and then the company that you were expecting to get the figure from can no longer produce that character anymore. There's so many reasons. I think the weirdest one that I've seen is this one currently playing out with Diamond Select, where they've created some fantastic figures. I already had a couple that was lining up for my shelf. They're not coming now as a result of this bankruptcy, and a lot of collectors are not happy. Let's talk about it right now. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. It's ironic, San Diego Comic Con just a couple more days away now. And one of the big things that I always look forward to is seeing what new figures we're going to see on the display room floor. And of course, you got to factor in some of the stuff that we're shown is never going to make it to our collections. It's just the nature of the business. I remember through various conventions being upset. It's some stuff that I was really excited about getting, but never came to reality. Like for these, shout out to Toy Art for these amazing photos. The DC Multiverse Wave from Mattel, ironically, and they were starting to get it figured out. They weren't quite Marvel Legends articulation, but they were much better figures than their old DC classics, just in terms of the sculpting, the articulation flow was so much better. And I was really excited to see this Mammoth figure. He was somebody that was really necessary. Longtime Teen Titan villain, finally getting a cool figure. Flashpoint Aquaman, Katana, who we did see, Hawk Girl, Beast Boy, but then there were others that we never got added to the collection. So you see the Kid Flash or Wally West Flash, Starfire, but we did not get this really cool Black Canary with the screaming effect head sculpt. What up, Siren? The John Stewart. I mean, these figures look like they were finally getting it. It was like, these look amazing. They look great. Check these out. This is what we're talking about, DC Multiverse. And then we didn't get them because, of course, they went over to McFarlane Toys. And now, full circle all over again, we're waiting on the last few McFarlane figures before we go off to Mattel, getting another crack at these figures. And then, of course, I always complain about this, not getting this lineup of DC Icons figures. This is the wave I thought really would have saved this thing, got everybody on board with it. Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, a 2-pack, Etrigan the Demon. I mean, look at that figure. And Catwoman. Those figures look fantastic. And I swear to you, if we had gotten these, we could have gotten all of them, including the Shazam figure that we did not get, even though we had a Black Adam figure. But I really felt they were turning the tide, gaining a lot of momentum. And this wave really would have done it. This was so disappointing not to get these figures. Because again, DC Icons was a great line, and ended too soon, especially when we had amazing figures like this just on the horizon. And then this one, though, this might be my biggest. Oh, we were so close. The Sting Legend 7 figure from Mattel. This is his original crow look while he's hanging out in the rafters. I've wanted this figure so bad because I just love this face paint. I thought it looked really cool. I had a poster because before he was actually wrestling again, WCW made some cool imagery of Sting with this look. And I was like, this is so cool. It actually had this figure look perfect. It was so close, but we didn't get it because, of course, Sting went to AEW. It's my greatest lament about him going there. I had some cool matches, never getting this great figure. But Diamond Select has put out a ton of stuff over the years. I rep their Titanium Man figure so hard because that is a fantastic figure. So big, so bulky. And it's like, this is perfect. I don't need a Marvel Legends version. It is fantastic. So I've always kept an eye out for what Marvel Select was doing, what figures were coming on their level. Excuse me. What figures were coming from them, just because like maybe I can add this to the Marvel Legends collection. I've been keeping an eye on the Fantastic Four, the Reed Richards, the Sue Storm, those look pretty solid. I was waiting to see if they were going to get us a Ben Grimm and a Human Torch to match up with those figures. We're never going to get those now because, of course, we heard this big. I don't know if it's so shocking, but it was certainly an announcement that maybe some of us saw coming. Diamond Select, Diamond Comics says we're restructuring. We're planning to stay in business. Of course, this was just like the precursor to them actually filing for bankruptcy and then getting bought out. And of course, for a lot of us, it was not a thing of, all right, well, cool. What about the figures? Because in last year's, ironically, Comic Con, they showed off some really, really cool stuff. Here's just a quick sample again. Shout out to Toy Art for these photos. Here's just some of the stuff they showed last July, almost a full year ago now. I mean, gargoyle stuff. They were doing some pretty cool stuff with the statues for the House of Dragon, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragon. Here are the House of Dragon figures. These figures really look good. And I've been kind of slow in digging the show. But I was like, these figures look amazing. $29.99, not a bad price point for what we're getting with these. The likenesses of the actors, very solid. I mean, this is good stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. I mean, look at this one. That is really good. I mean, so they were really doing stuff and it was an exciting time. All right, what we got? Well, maybe even with all this stuff, we know things aren't right at Diamond. Can we still get the figures at least? Because a lot of this stuff was scheduled to drop in July. So now we got an update courtesy of TNI, breaking things down even further for us. There's a statement provided from Diamond Select, and bad news, of course, because that's what happens with a bankruptcy deal. Please be advised that due to Diamond Select Toys closure, outstanding orders for any DST product not yet received by Diamond will not be filled. So, of course, there's the mystery. What has not arrived? Because a lot of stuff is really set to come out soon, like soon and very soon, like this figure, this amazing looking Eowyn, a Rohan. This set, Big Bad Toy Store says she's coming July. So maybe does she make the cut? Is it too late to get this figure? Do they already have her in hand? Because I mean, Eowyn is a beast in Lord of the Rings, kills the Witch King, and this looked like a really solid figure. I mean, check out all that detail. That was going to be a really great figure. And another affiliate of mine, Entertainment Earth, did say, yeah, July, both of them to get both her and I mean, come on, those figures look really good, but it does say July. So maybe they're actually in hand. And then, of course, there was some more stuff, a ton of stuff. And you can see here the House of the Dragon right there, another July order. And I don't know if they just pushed everything back to July in hopes that they would actually make it to us, but this stuff was all, I mean, it was so close to actually making it out to us. And these figures look really good. If you were into Rebel Moon, I'm not gonna hate on it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Had more of those figures slated as well. Look at that face work of that sculpt. That's incredible. So they were still rolling. More stuff to come. This time last year was no thought that we weren't going to get this stuff, but that time has come. Let me see some of the other stuff they had slated for us because it was a bunch of really cool things and not just Marvel Select stuff. I mean, December, so we know for sure you're not going to get this Galadriel. And for those people who've been collecting Diamond Select's Lord of the Ring figures, you got to have a Lady Galadriel. I mean, she's got her platform, the vase, and everything. No go for that. And they have done really solid work getting those figures out to us. So that's really, really disappointing on that front. But let's talk about the Marvel stuff because I'm sure a lot of you were really hyped up about that. This War Machine figure, I mean, geez, this looked really good. Now, Marvel Legends at least delivered a really great War Machine figure. This one, though, I like the paint job. It looks really solid. You can see different torso if you so choose to use for him. And he's got the roadie, they've got the roadie faceplate coming soon. Not fast enough, though. So, Big Bad Toy Store had him also slated for July. So again, this is just a thing where we're so close for so many of these figures, and we're going to be in this endless holding pattern until we figure out all the stuff that was supposed to come for July. Will it make it? Will it arrive? Who still knows? But this was really a nice looking figure, even if you have the Legends version. I mean, this is a really nicely done War Machine figure. And I do kind of quibble like, oh man, these Marvel Select figures are a little too tall. But this was a really classic take here. Now, I feel like this faceplate may be holding up some of my boy Rhodey's hair, but really solid. Otherwise, I mean, that head sculpt or faceplate sculpt really looks good. But yeah, we're not. I don't know about this one. Do you think we're gonna get it? I mean, July is still here. Maybe it's en route. We'll see about that. But then another one that really had my attention was this take on Archangel. We have one from Marvel Legends again, really solid. He's built on the Bucky cap mold, so he's not the greatest one. So I was looking at this like, yeah, I could be really interested in this one. I've got the Death for Horseman mask. That looks really cool. Really great articulation. They did amazing work on the wings here. And we've got all the different ways you can display Warren here. We've got him in his basic Archangel. I'm part of X Factor. I'm chilling. I'm a good guy again. Uncanny X-Men. And then, of course, you've got the unhooded cowl. So you've got the hair, the blonde hair showing up. That looks really good. And this is one I think a lot of people were like, yep, this is going to be one of my favorite figures of the year and cannot wait to get them. And I was definitely looking at this one like, yeah, I can see dropping and getting this bad boy. Then, of course, this the most disappointing for everybody who was hyped up once this figure is revealed. Not this one, of course. This is the old school Marvel Legends back when Hasbro was trying to figure out what the heck they were doing with Marvel Legends. And Annihilus had a great sculpt. He mostly holds up okay, but I mean, the paint job was really underwhelming. He just didn't quite have that gravitas that you need for an Annihilus figure. I mean, he's a big bad of Annihilation, and this figure is just okay. He's all right, but he's not. I mean, he's a shelf damager because he really can't stand up well. The hips made him a little hard to balance, so he was just a little bit problematic. But Marvel Select was like, "We got y'all." And this figure here was going to be one of the best of 2025, no doubt. I mean, he looks big, definitely fitting for a major villain like this. I mean, again, if you're featured in a big Marvel event, I'm considering you a major player. Fantastic Four foe. And just look at all this detail they put on the head sculpt is amazing. They did a great job on the metallic colors, the purple, the green. It just really pops. The scaling on the wings as well. Baby Annihilus up there chilling as well. We got that included. How good does that figure look? I mean, it was just like, oh man, bring it on, make it happen. And we're not going to, sadly. I was trying to see if I had the full gallery here. Let me pull all of that up so you can see it in all of its glory, because that figure was so amazing. It was like, oh man, this is awesome. Bring it on. Let's see what you got here. But we're not getting that, unfortunately. And it's one of those deals where it's like, ugh, this was so close. Like they were really going to deliver one of the best figures we've gotten in the entirety of this entire line. The entire line. Excuse my poor grammar. But this is going to be a really great figure and one that I think a lot of people are going to go, sure, Hasbro can put a figure out, but it doesn't matter because this one's never leaving my collection. Just like I feel about that Marvel Select Titanium Man. I don't need one from Marvel Legends because that figure is so well done. Here's better looks at this Annihilus figure. I mean, look at this dude. He really stands out as just a great looking figure. I mean, they really did an awesome job with him. And jeez, like that's a perfect Annihilus figure. And will we get anything close to that from Marvel Legends? I know my guy Vintage Bob doesn't think so. I kind of think that would have been too hard for them to knock out for us. And this is one of those deals where it's like, oh man, we might not see something this good from Marvel Legends. Maybe they make a really close, decent job with a deluxe figure. I don't think we're going to get something on this quality and this level. So we'll see. The odds of this one coming, though, seem really low. It just does not seem like it's in the cards. Some of this other stuff is actually in Big Bad Toy Store's website. Like they have it up like, hey, you can get this figure. They have Annihilus listed as sold out, but again, here's one of those cases where he was expected July. Now the pre-order on him is sold out. So if he does happen to come out, this is going to be one of the most expensive figures out there because the people that have him bought two are going to be like, I'll sell it to you for $800. But this is a really nicely done figure. I think to avoid the mass action figure collector chaos that would ensue from a few of this figure coming out, they probably might be better off canceling because I feel like people are going to pay stupid money on the aftermarket if this is available. So we'll see. Are these figures gonna be missing in action? Are we ever gonna see them? I don't know. It's a lot of demands on July figures, and again, Diamond Select was not exactly too forthcoming with this breakdown. Will we see these figures? Did you pre-order some of them? Or are you like, oh man, these orders have not been received by Diamond. They're not going to be fulfilled, and my shelf is going to be missing some really key figures. Let me know in the comments as always. And thank you so much for watching. This episode of Loud's Figure Files has been filed.